Hey guys, Toby here from Yield Labs. I want to talk about Atlo protocol today. I briefly touched on this on one of the first videos that I made this year, and the team at Atlo spotted this, reached out to me asking me if I would be willing to make a more detailed piece of content concerning the platform and how it aims to encourage participation in the launching of new projects. So here it is. I want to talk about the two main things that make this very different. Atlo has recently been undergoing its early bird and public sale activities, which I'm very happy to have participated in. The tokenomics, which you can see on the screen, are a total supply of 200 million tokens, with 40 million going to the early birds and 40 million going to the public sale. So with that out of the way, what makes Atlo different? There are really two main points that I want to touch on regarding this, and the first being the way that they actually launch projects and how they calculate your allocation. The second is to do with their validators. This isn't a lottery system, and we'll go into that after we build a picture of their listing ideology. Let's take a look at Atlo's launch process first. Atlo intends on being a community driven with the tag phrase, "You choose, we launch." This is a no exceptions rule. The community chooses promising projects, and if enough backing is behind them, then they are listed on the Atlo Launchpad. Job done. There is no, if the devs like a project, we might just be able to squeeze it in. The community decides and all decisions are final. Let me ask you, do you ever find yourself casually browsing through crypto Twitter, then all of a sudden there is an absolute gem of a project pops up? You look at its Twitter feed and it has hardly any followers. There's a link to the white paper and it sounds revolutionary. I mean, I'm sure that doesn't happen all too often, but every project has to come to market in some way, shape or form. And why shouldn't it be through a community-driven effort? There's three main roles here. The launcher, which is the project itself, the investors, people like you or me, who aren't looking for a pump and dump, but actually looking to grow on net worth through carefully curated investments in line with our own sort of personal risk tolerance strategies. And finally, the community participants or validators. They could be neither of the above, but are backers of Atlo protocol and wish to participate in governance and help maintain the protocol. So Atlo investors and community members will over time get an Atlo rating. This reflects the quality of how you participate in launches. You'll be given a score based on 5 key metrics formulated from things like, do you participate in staking? Do you participate in governance? And just generally the quality of investments that you're making. And this isn't just for Atlo protocol itself. These metrics consider how you interact with the entire ecosystem. Are you staking to Luna validators? Are you staking on other platforms? These are both great ways to increase your Atlo score. It shows you're a strong participant. You're helping grow the ecosystem as a whole. And this really helps to level the playing field, putting the power in the hands of everybody who is backing and supporting the growth of the entire Terra economy. This is like really the opposite of having a credit score where you're punished for your shortcomings. Instead, with Atlo, you're actively rewarded for staking and governance, and your score increases, rewarding you for your achievements and participation in the markets. Now, if that sounds a bit like something you don't like, then I guess perhaps you're not really the type of investor that new projects in Terra should be looking to attract. These steps are to encourage openness and transparency on the whole. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the second key point, which is the Atlo validators. These, to begin with, will be the project's early backers. Now, you can see that on the screen here on their homepage. You can see who the early backers are. Skajira Ventures, GT Capital, some really big names there. However, and I really want to reiterate this, anybody can be a validator and people will actively be encouraged to be validators. There are two main takeaways here. Firstly, it is their job to evaluate projects and give their recommendation to the community. They will be people or teams of experience who have spent years in the crypto space and know how to vet a project, which questions to ask, which red flags to look out for in the tokenomics or in the white paper as a whole. Secondly, they will be acting as a proxy by which the community members, Atlo token stakers and delegators can vote without having to take on this governance role themselves. So if you're new to this space, and you don't think that you're informed enough to make these kind of decisions for yourself, why not delegate to validators with a little more experience? Their experience and knowledge will be used to the community's best interests. This acts like a form of defense where the validators are giving their experience back to the community. This is essentially like creating a DAO-like structure where the community always gets to decide on what does and does not get launched on the Atlo platform. Imagine if Atlo controlled the listings for the platform, then it's not really as decentralized as you'd hope. However, with the ability for anybody to be a validator and the community's ability to freely choose whom they delegate to, this is really giving the power back to the community and the participants. Projects need to be held accountable for the projects that they are releasing. And what's the aim of the project? How are they going to deliver? How are they going to measure these deliverables? All of these are valid questions. And again, with the intent of being transparent, if the project is legitimate, then the team should have no issues hopping on AMAs to lay out their intentions to the community. Validators can use their experience to protect against launches with malicious intentions or something that's perhaps not even fit for purpose. But, I mean, how are they remunerated for their work? Easy. As per the white paper, and I'll put that up on the screen right now, validators are rewarded by receiving a percentage of the launcher fee. Anything that the validator doesn't get is shared back to the delegators themselves are rewarded. So you and I are rewarded if we delegate to one of these validators. As of right now, the project is aiming to go live next week. I'm excited to be part of this ever-growing ecosystem and certainly excited to see where this one goes. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video, guys. I really hope that this little look into Atlo protocol and how it aims to revolutionize and give power back to the community in these launch procedures. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay awesome, guys.